What's going on, campers? Campfacer here. Welcome back to another Texas Chainsaw Massacre the game video. Today we're going to do a full honest review on the game, but before I dive into that, I'm going to let you guys know for a laugh, I just got done doing a full honest review of the game in a 20-minute long video, and as I went in to edit the video, I realized that I forgot to press the unmute button on the microphone, and I hope somebody gets a laugh out of that. I mean, that's a day in the life of a content creator. Things go wrong, and it just pissed me off. And here I am again trying to make another video on it, and I don't know if it's going to be as good as the first one, but here we are. So let's dive into it. The good, the bad, and the ugly in the game. You guys, let me just start off by saying how much fun this game is. I was actually very surprised at how authentic it is to the film. And I knew that from watching Gunn and following all the tweets and the social medias and everything that Gunn put into this game. If you're a hardcore horror movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan of the 1974 film, it's all there in the game. You could almost smell it and taste it. I went there in real life a couple of years ago, and I went in the house. So when I'm running through the house in the game, it feels like I'm really there. Everything, like the sounds, the visuals, everything, the sound effects, the stair creaking up the stairs of floorboards. The game. Let's talk about the game design. If you're a horror fan, if you have a good headset, I don't know where my headset is right now. I highly recommend playing this game with a good headset on. Don't play the game through your television sound, through the television audio. Put a good headset on because the game design has tremendous scary sound effects coming all around you, like three-dimensional. Ross Tregenza did an amazing job on the sound effects, the music, the score, alongside with Wes Keltner with the apprehension engine. The game audio sound alone is mind-blowing and scary as shit. Especially if you're a victim, it plays out a whole different way. When you're a family member, the sound design's creepy but cool, but when you're a victim, it's scary and fucking crazy. It's awesome. It puts a lot of tension on you. So the sound alone, I love it. 10 out of 10 for me. It's the type of game that as you're playing, if you're a victim, you feel like just the sound alone is putting so much pressure on you. It pushes you to make sometimes the wrong decisions because you feel like there's something's about to happen. I better hurry the hell up. And you make the wrong choice. And then there you are, you're barbecue, you're dead. That's another thing. When you're playing this game, it's a type of cat and mouse game that if I die as a victim, I accept it. I'm like, oh, well, I died. I'm ready to play another match. It's not like I throw the controller. I'm like, I'm not going to play it for a little while. I like to die. I don't like to die, but I can accept it. And I'm like, wow, that was awesome. Good game, you know. When you're playing a family member, it's a whole different style of playing the game. It's fun. It's more like, let's go as a team of 3 with your friends and let's hunt down the players. And like, it's all the pressure's not just on you. Like when you're playing Friday or a different asymmetrical game and you're the killer, you're just the one player and it feels like you can't let anyone go because you feel like it's all up to you, and then you're gonna take the heat at the end of the game from the victims that got away. But in this game, it's like you can look to your side, to your 2 other teammates, and be like, "Well, what were you guys doing? They all got away. Don't just yell at me. You were in on it too. What were you doing? I was doing my job. Were you doing your job?" So it's kind of fun. It takes the pressure off playing as a family member in this game. But the game design, the map, the way it just works as a whole. Everything feels very put into place. It's very balanced as far as working on both sides. But I kind of wish the game was a little more unbalanced for the victims and more powerful for the family. And I'm not saying that because I'm a family main or anything like that. I actually love playing victim. But lately, let me get into that after. Hold on. Let me just talk about some more good stuff that I love about this game. The skill tree. If you guys are into building a character, there's something for everyone in this video game. That's one thing I love about the grind. The grind is real. Let's just talk about the grind. It takes a long time to level up a character, whether you're leveling up a victim or a family member. But that to me feels more like something to work towards, something fun to grind towards and keep the game going for a long time. I love that fact that there's a big skill tree that branches off in so many different directions to build your character with different perks. If you're whether you're a stealthy player or if you're somebody that wants to rush a map, or if you're a family member that likes to trap and play slow pace and try to surprise victims, or if you're a family member that wants to heavy hitter, there's different ways to go up that skill tree and work on leveling up their character. So there's a play style for everyone out there. That's what makes this game really fun for everyone too. So the grind is real, and there's so much to do with each character. Building the character, leveling up, perk system, cosmetics. It goes on and on. That's what I love about this game. So you never know who you're going to run into. Every different match you play is going to be a whole different handful of different builds that you are going to experience in this game. And that's another thing I really, really, really love about this game. I also love the UI with the stats, and it tells you how many doors you've opened, or how many times you've died, or how many miles you've walked in the game, and so on. They put so much into like the whole stats in the builds and the perks, and everything in this game is amazing. The visuals, the sound effects, the gameplay. I love how the characters move. I love the voice interactions of the voice lines from the voice actors. The way they talk to each other at certain moments in the game, or maybe when like they open up a door, they take a break and the voice lines come out. The voice acting alone was amazing, and we get like, even on the family side, the hitchhiker might start yelling and saying like, "Why do I got to do everything around here?" And in the cook yelling at like Leatherface and so on. And I love how Leatherface sometimes grunts. The game design with the audio and the visuals is so much fun. You guys, I'm telling you, if you haven't never played this game, it's a very addicting, short and sweet cat and mouse style asymmetrical horror game. It's probably one of the more fun ones I've played in a long time. And there's a few things though that I'm gonna. These are my opinions, my ideas. Some people might say, "Hey, it's a little too soon to be throwing ideas and changes." I'm not really asking for changes in the game, but if I were to change anything, not change, but maybe like make something happen in the game, I would make the matches last a little bit longer and take the pressure off from victims escaping so fast in the game. That's what I'm seeing a lot lately. I don't know. I've been following social medias. I've seen live streamers, YouTubers, Twitch streamers, and so on, and myself included. I know I need to get better and work better as a team, but I see a lot of victims escaping the maps under 2 minutes, and that's the problem. A lot of players out there, they're so good at video games these days. They learn the maps so good. They know how to loop players and troll them, and they know how to escape way too damn fast that it feels kind of like not really, it doesn't feel like a Texas Chainsaw horror movie game when victims are escaping, all of them at under 2 minutes. And I know some players are going to say, well, why don't you learn how to play as a family better, communicate better, and learn to trap the exits and turn on the battery and lock the doors and use abilities and work as a team and use your microphones better. But even doing that, I've had teams of 4 victims escape the map in under 2 minutes, even though we all did our job. And we looked at each other, we're like, what the fuck just happened? They all got out already? So I wonder if there's something that Gun could do to slow the pace of the game down just a little bit, just a little. Maybe like I don't know whether it would be like randomize things on the map a little more, like locations of objectives or items. Maybe put unlock tools in more random spots so they can't memorize. That's the thing. Players are memorizing the maps and locations too easy. If they didn't memorize everything and it was impossible to memorize where everything was, it would slow the pace down a little bit and put more pressure on the victims. Because to me, I would rather see this game be the type of game where the victims have to really, really work really hard to escape, and like in a horror movie. And when they finally do escape, it's a big award, and they could be like, "Holy crap, I finally escaped!" But lately, it seems like they're escaping way more than the family is actually killing them. And I'm not sitting here complaining. I'm not like saying, "Oh, I'm a family man and I'm crying about this," because I actually enjoy being a victim in this game. I want to be scared. I want it to be really hard, and it just seems to me like a lot of players are getting out way too fast. Don't get me wrong. I've played family where I've killed them all in under 2 minutes as well. But it just seems like the good players, our victims, are learning the maps too quick and learning how to loop using the doors. That's another thing. The door hit box, whatever it is, they're looping. I've seen them loop around the hall, hit Leatherface down with a door. By the time he gets back up, they open the door and hit him again, and he cannot move. He cannot move at all. So there's something that has to be done about the doors. I would say fix the door problem a little bit. If there's a good Leland player, I've seen Leland players troll the family, knocking them on their ass, using the doors or using the shoulder check, and it gets a little frustrating to see a victim do that to like one of the family members, especially Leatherface. It seems a little cheeky to me. But that's one thing, is you can't control how players are going to play. There's a lot of toxic players out there, but that's something I can deal with. But as far as the communication in this game, you guys, if you didn't know, you're going to do a lot better winning matches if you have your microphones on. It's going to be really, really hard to win a match if you have no mics or no communication, because somebody's going to unlock a door and escape, and they could be telling you, "Hey, come over here. This gate is unlocked." And if you had a mic and headset and you guys are communicating together, you could all win the match that way. But if you don't, you're not going to know they went out that exit, and you're going to be sitting there wasting your time trying to find a different way out. Now, let me get something straight. You can lone wolf it. If you're a lone wolf, you have no communication. I've done it before, but it's really, really hard, but very rewarding when you do finally escape as a lone wolf, because you're like, holy shit, I just escaped that map by myself, no help. But yeah, if Gun could slow the pace down just a little bit, I don't know, maybe put a timer to when they can finally open up exits to escape. Maybe 3 minutes, then it's able to unlock something or put a fuse in or something. I don't know what they could do, but they need to do something. Just I'm not complaining about the game. I'm not trying to be like crying about like, oh, that's too OP or blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying slow the pace down just a little bit, because I've played a few matches with my buddies where we were on the slaughterhouse map and 10 minutes went by, and finally, after all the work and chasing and slashing and hits we did with the victims, 3 of them escaped and 1 of them died. And I was like, I'm good with that. That was a fun match. It lasted. It felt like a fun chase, and it very organic, things happening, funny moments, some frustrating moments where they kept looping us and going down the well, and But I'm okay with that. But when the victims escape under 2 minutes without even seeing them, we didn't even see them one time when they got away in under 2 minutes, and we did our job. We trapped, we did the battery generator, all this, and locked doors. All of a sudden, they're all off the map, and I'm like, what the hell just happened? They're all gone already? That doesn't feel right to me. That's where I wish that maybe Gun could do something to slow the pace down just a little bit. Other than that, the communication in this game is a lot of fun. The visuals are mind-blowing. Everything you see and hear in this game is authentic to the movie. Gunn went there with the cameras. The voice acting from different actors from different movies. Kane Hodder even does some of the mocap for Grandpa and Leatherface. Kane Hodder did part 3, a stunt double from Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 3. So some people are like, oh, he wasn't in Texas Chainsaw, but yeah, he was. And he was a good friend of Gunnar Hansen. Everything about this game, like when I'm playing and I'm walking through the house, I can almost smell it and hear and smell and taste it, if that makes any sense. I went there in real life, so when I'm walking through that house, it feels like when I was really there walking up the stairs where Grandpa was sitting and down the halls and in the bone room. So it's everything. If you're into this game, I mean, into the movies and into horror movie and Texas Chainsaw 1974, you're really going to love this video game. I do love the interactions with how they, when you bump into a certain player, you might the victim or the family member player, the character rather, is going to make different interaction voice lines depending on who he or she is bumping into. Like say like Sonny's bumping into Leland, he might say something different to Leland than when he's bumping into Anna, and Anna the same thing. So there's a lot of cool voice interactions from the characters in this game that are cool, funny, creepy. The screams when they get hit, it sounds 100% legit, like scary as hell, like as if like they really were getting brutally slashed or so on. I think that's amazing voice acting in this game. What else do I like and not like? I'm drawing a blank. You guys, like I said, I did a long video before this one and it went down the drain because I forgot to unmute the button. And I'm like, oh no. I almost didn't want to do another video because it took so long of like just planning out what I was going to talk about. I have no script in front of me. I'm trying to remember everything off the top of my head. I have no notes in front of me or anything like that. So this is all just popping in. I might forget something by the time this is over. There was, as far as bugs and glitches in this game, there's not really much bugs that I've seen. There's a couple, like when you die, if you're going through a crawl space and you get killed or hit by a family member, you start like ragdoll and twitching out. But I think that's kind of funny little things that don't matter to me. I think it's actually kind of cool. I'm like, hey, you guys, look at my character. Look, her head's twisting around. Ah! I think that's funny little bugs and glitches, but there's nothing game breaking really. Well, there was one time I was hitchhiker upstairs in the family house, and I slashed, I think, Leland on the ground, and I was near the soda machine, and after I killed him, somehow I kind of like got stuck, like inside, like halfway between the soda machine, like in the soda machine. My head was sticking out of the soda machine, and I couldn't move until the match ended. But I thought it was kind of funny. I'm like, you guys come up here and look at them. And my friends are like, yeah, there's no tall boys in there. That's a soda, bro, camp. But other than that, there's not anything like game-breaking glitches. It's not something somebody can do where like they can escape and you can't get them through a wall or anything like that so far. So I give huge credit to Sumo and Gun for a good launch of the game so far. The game's a 10 out of 10 for me, even though I'm complaining about some of the ways that victims are escaping too fast. But that's not game breaking to me. That just seems like Gun needs to kind of maybe it was something they oversaw in the game, because when they play test, they weren't using real kids. Like there's some crazy kids, gamers out there that when they launched the game finally, they're like, holy shit, players are learning how to do something like this fast. Well, now they're probably sitting there with notepad and pen being like, what can we do to, slow it down a little bit? I'm not saying they are, but that's what my wish is. Just slow it down just a little bit. I'm not saying like buff up this character or take this away, or because it's too soon. I just hope that they can slow the pace down from them escaping the maps. It's only going to make it more fun. Because if players are that good and they're escaping right away, how fun is that? If you're a victim doing that every damn match, to me that seems like boring. I'd rather work for it and finally get out and you're like, holy shit, we did it. We finally did it, But I wish too that Gun could make it feel like every time we play this game, it was like the first time we played the game. And the only way to do that is to randomize locations so much that you can't memorize it. So so every time you play a match, you're like, holy shit, I don't know where to go. I'm disoriented. No matter how good of a player you are, if you don't know where stuff is, you're disoriented, and you're like, well, I'm a good player, but now I can't just speed run this map because I have to find it. And while trying to find these key items, now I got to deal with family member on my ass. So that would be a huge way to like slow the pace down and make it feel organically scary every time you play. But I don't know. I feel like that's asking too much. So maybe a timer or something like that. I don't know. That's just my honest opinion on the game. I love it, but there's something that's pissing me off about the victims, seeing it happen, even when I'm a victim. The last night I was playing, I was on a team of the victims, and we're in the basement. Grandpa woke up, and the exit, like a minute and a half, the basement exit was open, and we ran out, and I'm like, I don't know. I escaped, but it seemed kind of like cheeky to me. And I'm like, well, that didn't feel like a fun game. It would have been more fun if I was being chased and hit, and 10 minutes went by, and I had to hide and finally make my way out. That would have felt more like a reward as a victim to escape. There's a lot of players out there that are going to watch this video that are toxic. They're going to be like, shut the F up. They're going to be like, you know, I just don't understand players why they think it's so fun to not exploit, but like, you know, use things as ways of escaping that family members have no chance up against. So that's just my honest opinion on the game so far. But yeah, I love it. 10 out of 10 for me. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments section below. If you have an idea of how to slow the pace down just a little bit from victims escaping, please leave a comment and let's discuss. And if there's anything you don't like about the game, put it in the comments section below. Let's have a big discussion about this and see what we could do. Just talk ideas, you know. It's not like I'm gonna tell Gun to change it and they're gonna change it. I'm just saying this is what I like so far about the game, what I don't like about the game. But yeah, I'm here to stay, and I'll be playing this game, and hopefully till the day it dies, or if it ever dies. And I just wish that they come out with so many maps and content, and it's just going to be so much fun of a ride to play with you guys in this game, winning or dying or slashing and getting the barbecue. And that's all for today, you guys, campers, and I will see you in the next video. And as always, campers, stay out of the woods.